Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break.
Wait, that's good.
No one's going to get it.
Yep.
Actually, everyone will.
Not everyone, but the fans we know exist will get it.
Yeah. True. But, welcome back, guys. Why do you hate me?
I just want to see you struggle.
Yeah, every day.
Welcome to season 3.
I cannot believe we're on season 3.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, with the way we've been doing it, it's like less unbelievable, but saying we're on season 3 of a podcast that we started just a year ago is crazy.
Yeah. Well, like thinking back on like how the podcast even started. Like first of all, we've been wanting to do this for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And we just never did it. And then one day we were just like, okay, then let's do it. And then we like literally bought everything that day.
A microphone and it came that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And we just started it. And it was like, okay, this is actually happening.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's just so exciting.
Like, whenever you have like a dream or a goal or something, don't procrastinate. Just like do it.
Yeah, like just
if
do
it involves buying something, just buy that thing right then. Because then you have to do it.
Even if you have zero money.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have to do that to make money.
Right.
to pay back what you spent on the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. Wow. We've come so far. I mean, it's literally it's been like a year. It's like kind of like anniversary time now.
Oh, really?
Well,
yeah, it's like
not
springtime.
Exactly. But like we started in April last year, so we missed our anniversary, but
that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go any further, let's do our dumb ideas.
Dumb ideas.
Dumb ideas. That felt so Cinnamon Club. Just like.
Yeah, that was horrible. I'm getting war flashbacks.
Whoa. Okay. Put a pin in that. Let's talk about our dumb ideas. So, as always, I have to go first. So, we got engaged for April 1st because, spoiler alert, we're not engaged.
Mm-hmm.
For real. And so it was really funny. It was a great idea. It was hilarious for April Fools, you know? Who's going to believe that?
Yeah.
And we took pictures on a pier at a pond, and they were horrible pictures. I mean, they looked so believable, but it was so hard to...
It was the most likes I've ever gotten on an Instagram post.
Everyone really wanted us to be engaged. Only like 2 people knew it was a joke right off the bat that told us, that commented. Only like 2 people were like, oh, haha, April Fools. But like so many people thought it was real, and then we felt so bad.
Well, I didn't.
I felt so bad.
I was just like, that's embarrassing.
It is still hilarious, I will say. But because so many people were like so excited and like so excited, we then a week later posted a follow-up post that was like all upside down and evil. Like, we're not engaged, haha. That's mine.
Hey, mine happened like literally a week after we ended season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one was just like, it's been on my mind ever since because you told me I should have posted it like on the Instagram account or TikTok or something.
Oh, and
I never did.
Mm-hmm.
And so like every day I've been like, oh, I'll do that.
Really?
Yeah, for 11 weeks.
Every
day.
day
I've thought about it.
You know, that's an impressive level of procrastination, I will say.
What can I say? So I think I've talked about this on season 2. I had like blisters all over my fingers, and like I finally figured out, oh, it's probably eczema. Mm-hmm. And also I will say before I even start,
I just remember what you're thinking.
Before I even start, ever since I diagnosed it as eczema, I never got a single one again.
Well, you know what? That's all it took.
I think anytime I diagnose myself with something, that thing just vanishes.
Wow.
I literally swear I have something that's mysterious about my, like, body or, like, my mental health or something. And if I self-diagnose myself, it goes away.
Maybe you're, like, so focused on, like, what it is. And then, like, whenever you, like, figure it out, whether it's true or not, you're like, oh, it's just that.
Probably.
And then it goes away. You gaslight yourself into making it go away.
That's probably
Imagine you
what
can do
it
that.
is.
Maybe you can.
Because literally, they've literally vanished since I was like, maybe it's eczema. And then they all went away.
You know
like
what?
the next day.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's what I call a miracle.
It must be a superpower I have because they used to be literally covering every fingertip, they started going down my hands, and like they were like literally like
wow,
shriveling up my fingers, and then I was like, it's eczema, and then they were all like, oh, he got us, and then they left.
He got us. No, but they look great now. Yeah, I didn't like notice the transition, but when you said that just now, I was like, wow, actually, yeah, your hands are like shiny and new, like you just bought them.
Right. But anyways,
but that's not your dumb idea.
So I was like, I'm gonna put lotion on my body, but I didn't want to put this lotion that Anna got me on because it's like way too thick and horrible. So
it's eczema specific lotion, so
yeah, and I was like, that's like you put like one dollop on and it doesn't move, it doesn't sink in, it just stays.
Yeah, because that's how you moisturize something that's super dry. Like you want something that stays,
I want something that
moisturizes
sinks
forever.
into my skin and then like plumps under, and I don't have to feel it plumping. So there's this tub of lotion in my bathroom that I was like, here, I'm going to use this. And then it was like the nighttime. And then I started pumping it on. And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, ooh, this is like the worst. This is worser than the freaking eczema lotion. Because like it was literally like white and it wasn't not whiting.
right.
It was like staying just there, and it was just like drifting with my rubs, and it was like thick and sticky, and like it was like not like going into my skin, and I was like, this is just really bad lotion, but I started, so I have to keep going. So I put it like, all over just my arms. Oh no, I put it on my chest too, because that's also where the eczema was, which that also vanished.
Yeah.
I don't know where any of this went, but
You want it gone, so don't complain.
I know, I'm just confused. But then after that, I was like, okay, that was the worst experience of my life, and now I have to lay in bed with this horrible sticky residue on. And so I got in bed, and I went to bed, and like I'm like kind of like I flip-flop throughout the night. But I couldn't freaking flip-flop that night because I was so sticky. And I literally was sticking to the sheets. And like, I was like, oh. And then I woke up. Well, like through the night, I was like, what did I put on my body just now? And so I woke up and I was like, I need to go figure this out. And then I went in to the bathroom, and then I looked on the lotion bottle, and I was like, maybe this like wasn't lotion. And I looked all over, and all it was saying was moisturizer, Dove moisturizer. And then at the very, very bottom, like bottom as bottom could get, in the one shade lighter then the bottle itself, it says body wash. And so I put moisturizing body wash on my body like lotion and went to bed in it.
That's actually, it sounds like the worst experience.
Yeah.
Because, well, first of all, that's not going to help the eczema. That's going to make it worse.
Right, it did.
Right, it did. So did you just like hop in the shower and like wash it off?
Yeah.
That's so...
But I will
so
say
funny.
ever since then I've been using that as my moisturizer. Maybe that helped my eczema. As my body wash, I mean.
Because it's moisturizing body wash. Probably. Because your body wasn't so like dry and thirsty after a shower. Because it was already moisturized.
Hmm.
So
actually, something came out of it, but
yeah, that's actually probably literally is it. It cured you.
Yep.
Yay.
But yeah, it's crazy to me. Like, I can't even explain it enough how invisible that body wash label is. Because the biggest word on there is moisturizer.
Yeah.
And then it looks like a lotion, like tube, like lotion container that you would like pump lotion out. It looks like lotion. It's white and like stuff. And then at literally the bottom of it, and I'm not even kidding, it literally is just one shade lighter than the bottle itself, or darker or something.
One shade different.
Yeah.
It's
like moisturizer.
You should. That's so funny. That is literally. I can't. Whenever you first told me that, like 7 years ago.
Right.
I was like, I couldn't stop laughing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was horrible.
I told my mom. She thought it was funny also.
Of course.
I'm tired. Could you sleep well last night?
I mean, yeah. Until I woke up and was devastated.
Yeah, so it took me a while to fall asleep last night because we watched a scary movie.
Oh, you were still scared?
Not really, but like I was scared that I was gonna be scared. I didn't want to turn off my light because I was scared that I was gonna be scared of the dark.
Okay.
But then eventually, so I like kept it on as long as I could, but I was like getting tired and I was like, but the light was bothering me. So I turned it off and I was fine. But like by then I had already stayed up more hours extra than I should have for the time that we were going to wake up today. And so I was like, oh, so devastated. So I literally, when I woke up to my alarm, I turned it off and then I was like, I want to sleep more. So I put a 5-minute timer and then went back to sleep. And then did another 5-minute timer because I was like, I want more. I went back to sleep. And then I wanted more again, so I did a 10-minute timer. And after that was up, then I actually got up and started doing stuff. Because I always set my alarms way too early in case I want to do that. Or in case I want to watch a few YouTube videos.
Horrible. That's like the worst part of the morning is like snoozing.
Yeah, I know. Every single time the alarm woke me up, I wanted to jump out my window.
Yeah. That sounds awful.
It was. That's why I did 10 minutes instead of 5 again.
Any time where it's less than like 20 minutes, I will always just get up because it is absolutely not worth it and it will make it worse for me personally.
For me, I mean, I'll take every last bit of drop of sleep.
That's great, but like I'm sure it would maybe. Actually, no, I literally think it would make my life worse.
Whoa. Well, good thing you don't do that then.
Because like I woke up at 8:05 on the dot. And with no alarm or anything. I just woke up for some reason. And then...
You forgot to set your alarm?
No, my alarm's always been set at 8:30.
No, I knew that.
But you decided to come at 8:30 today.
Oh, oops.
That's why I was still getting ready.
Wait. I thought your alarm's always at 8.
No, my alarm's always been set at 8:30. Because you get here at like 8:50 or something.
Oh. I was wrong.
And so I woke up and I was like, oh, last night she freaking said she was going to get here at 8:30. And so and I was like, and I definitely still need to shower because my hair was ratchet. And so
Right, I got here and your door was locked. And I knocked on it and your mom opened it and was like, he's in the shower. And I was like, oh.
yeah. But yeah, and then I was like, well, now I have to get up. Because, like, if I go back to sleep now, I'll be more mad if, like, I woke up, like, at any other time.
Right.
And I was, like, this close to being like, we should push it back. Because I was so sad about waking up.
I was also sad about waking up. But, I mean, it's the first episode, you know? Gotta start it out strong.
Yeah.
You set the tone for the rest of the season.
But anyways, what have you been doing over the break?
I don't remember anything except for the show.
Well, I mean, we went to Disney World. We talked about that the little last episode.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Not like, obviously I didn't forget that we went to Disney, but like, forgot that was like specifically over the break.
Yeah, we went on our Disney World trip and it was so fun. I had my birthday over the break.
Yes.
I'm 21 now.
That's crazy. And he's an alcoholic.
Yeah, I actually hate alcohol. There's only been like 2.5 drinks I've liked that I've had. And that has been 2 of them were at Disney because the majority of the drinks I've... Oh, wait, no, I actually did like my first drink on my birthday.
Mm-hmm. So 3.5.
Yeah. Which I don't know the name of any of them, so yeah. But the first one was at this fancy Italian restaurant we went to on my birthday. And it was like orange flavored or whatever. It was good. And then there's this frozen drink at Disney World in France that was good in Epcot. Oh my gosh. And then in the Toy Story land of Hollywood Studios, my sister got this drink called the grown-up drink.
That's a title, you know.
Well, I know the names of most of them, but like
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, you can look up the name on the internet, and then it'll tell you what's in it, probably.
Yeah. But it was called the grown-up drink, and it was pretty good. And then, just this past Sunday, yeah, my sister, oh yeah, you guys know her, Marcy, made me a drink at her house, and that was good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, the drink that she made me was like the first drink, other than the one at the Italian restaurant, that I like finished.
Yeah. So what was that flavor? Oh.
I think there was Sprite and vodka in it, but I don't know what else.
Fun?
But yeah, Disney World was so fun, and I love going there. And we're already planning, well, not the next Disney trip, but I want to go to Universal next because I haven't been there in so long. And there's so much new stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go literally next year.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention, I guess, because I didn't know that the new place that they made was like done.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Till I saw like the people from Love on the Spectrum. I saw their TikToks and they were like there, and I was like, oh, it's done, I guess.
Yeah. Crazy. It sounds so fun. And way more like roller coasters and themed to, our age group.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Universal. And I don't know if it's like because I usually do Disney and Universal together, but like when we were thinking about the Disney trip, I kept thinking about rides that were in Universal that I was like wanted to go on, and I was like, oh, well, that's not. I don't know if it was like I like Universal more, or if it's I was just like felt like I was missing something, because I usually do both.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know if maybe when we go to Universal I'll be like, well, I miss these Disney rides, or if I just prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we have to test and see.
Yeah. But that's... Have you been doing anything else other than...
No.
That? No. But other than that, the other thing we've been doing over the break has been creating a whole entire show.
Yep. A cabaret for the stage.
Yeah. A cabaret. That is called the Cinnamon Club. We created from frickin' scratch. With our friend Maddie. She produced it.
But yeah, we created it from literally nothing. She was like, hey guys, you want to write a show? And we were like, yeah. Because we were like naive and didn't know what it took. And then we aged 57 years in the process.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. We're going to freaking spill all the tea on this show in this episode. So get ready.
Oh my goodness.
We're about to freaking eat it up.
Yeah. Eat it up.
So if you saw the show, if you came to see the show, you're about to know all the behind the scenes deets.
Yeah.
So boom, bam, bop.
And if you didn't come to see the show, you'll still know the behind the scenes deets.
Yep. So basically how it all started was, like she said, Maddie messaged me because she was going to be doing Godspell, which is a musical, and only 3 people auditioned, me and Anna and one other girl. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, we can't do this show. And so Maddie messaged me, and she was like, so I've been thinking about changing the show to doing like a cabaret instead. Would you be interested in doing that? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, would Anna also want to do that? And I was like, maybe, yeah.
Imagine you did a one-man show.
That would have been horrible.
Would you have done it? She would have made you.
I don't know. I don't know. I probably would have forced her to be in it.
Right. She probably would have.
Or created it myself, but you still would have been in every scene.
Right.
I
would have gotten roped in there on accident.
Yeah. But anyways, so we all 3 met at Starbucks. And she had like 5 like theme ideas for us to do. And I'm trying to remember all of them. There was Golden Ages of like Broadway specifically. Honestly, all of them confused me except for the one we chose.
Yeah, no, that's why
actually
we
no,
chose
even
it.
that one confused me. All of them confused me.
But that's why we chose it, because it was the least confusing.
Yeah, there were 2 that were the least confusing, and that's the 2 we like decided between. But anyways, there was Golden Ages of Broadway, which we would just like talk about.
I have no idea how any of these topics were supposed to play out, because each time she explained it to us, it was like different each time, and it was confusing each time.
Every time.
And still to this day, I don't know the definition of cabaret. Like, it's just like I have some kind of idea, but I don't have a definition. So like,
well, I think a cabaret is just a mixing pot of art.
That's what I was thinking, especially since there's like different types of cabaret, I guess. But like, I don't know, just saying let's make a cabaret and then like let's make it this theme. I don't know. It's just like really hard to envision it at the end, especially when that's such a non-specific thing.
Yeah, it's like a mixing pot of art that all has a conjoining theme, is what I take it as.
Yeah,
So
but I'm
you
pretty
could
sure a
have...
cabaret can also just be scenes.
Right, but that's the defining feature,
The
is
line.
they're all the same thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. I understand, I think.
But that's my definition. That's what I
Right.
took away from it. But anyways, don't remember any of the rest other than the one we went with, which was femininity,
Mm-hmm.
which is not, I don't know. This is like so confusing, so we're just going to move on. We went with that because
Femininity or feminism?
feminism.
Which we were scared to do that because we were scared to do that.
Yeah, because we live in the Midwest, and the Midwest isn't very, they're more conservative, obviously,
Right.
with their mindsets.
And so because of that, we made that what the show was about. And like we made it about that instead
Yeah.
of like feminism.
So we took feminism and we kind of like we didn't like completely flip it around, but like
We use that as inspiration.
yeah, that was mainly just the inspiration for it.
So yeah. And then like the show ended up being like about this club, the Cinnamon Club.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called. I don't think we like said that
Oh.
today. The show is called The Cinnamon Club.
Yeah.
And it's about two members, us. And
Well, not really us.
not us. We played them. It's about two members and
Named April and Shane.
yeah, named April Shane. And the show is just about you, like the audience, getting initiated into their club. That's about like accepting each other and being weird.
It's based in the 80s, and
80s.
Yeah, it takes place in Shane's basement, and basically the audience is their new potential members that they're trying to initiate into the club. They have like a set of rules which are like all like silly. It's definitely like a comedy,
Yeah.
the majority of it. And just kind of talking about how like you're finding like your community in places you don't feel accepted, and like that's it. And basically throughout the show we just talk about growing up in the Midwest, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like how the challenges we faced and like how we overcame them, kind of thing.
Yeah. So the characters Shane and April are inspired by
Yeah,
us.
loosely based.
Yeah. They're not identical, but there's a lot of similarities in their past. In their origin stories.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, because there was actually in the show we showed a short film that we made about how Shane and April met, and that was also loosely based off of how we met also.
Very loosely based.
Yeah. It just
Like
inspired by. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like just inspired by.
Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna create a cute story of how Anna and I met, and then it became kind of not that.
Right. It just evolved however
Basically,
it wanted.
anything, at least I personally take, this could be anyone, but like if I'm creating something, I like have that first idea, and then by the end it is nothing like that first idea.
Mm-hmm. I do that too.
It has like sprinkles of that, obviously, because like you can't just like take something and then completely ditch it, but like
Right.
it very much evolves into something not what it started as.
But that's great. I mean, you can, 'cause then you get to, I don't know, maybe it makes it feel less forced if you don't like have things that you have to put in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can talk about like the process of making the short film.
Yeah.
That was so fun actually, because we got to make a short film from nothing. So, Erin did the really hard part of writing it. And then for some reason, I think I think my biggest struggle, at least, but probably all of ours, with creating the show is from the beginning, it was kind of just like a hypothetical. And then, like, it was like, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then it got to a month before the show, and we were like, oh, it's going to happen. And then we were just, like, not ready because it wasn't urgent yet for some reason. And we had to finish writing the show.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely our process because we've never done this before, but I think
Right.
Maddie always obviously knew it was going to happen.
Well,
and
yeah.
she was...
True. She knew it was going to happen the whole time.
She wasn't ever, like, lost or didn't have control.
Yeah, she had she was on it always.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, we make shows all the time that are not going anywhere, so it just felt like that.
Pretend for fun shows.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it didn't feel like it was actually going to happen until, like, the week of the show, because we were there every day and, like, actually setting stuff up and it staying there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was kind of like reality right there.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
But yeah, so for the short film, we waited a really long time to start recording for it, which was actually a good thing because Aaron got a perm. And so if we would have done it before, then he would have looked different in the show, which wouldn't have been a huge deal, but it would have been like a little disconnect from the characters. But it was a really fun process because I was the director of the short film and also an actor. And so that's really hard, I've learned. Because, like, there's a reason why you have 1 million people working on a project, because everybody has their own job, and so they can make sure that that is done perfectly, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many jobs.
For a reason.
And they're there for a reason. Yep. And it's not like I didn't know that, but, like, I understand.
Yeah. We did, like, 50-man job.
Yeah. And, like, in 3 days, too. We
just
could have done it
2.
in 2. Well, but I went to Carly's and
Oh,
third
yeah.
day. We probably could have done it in just 2, but we just had conflicting schedules is all.
Yeah. Because the first day was 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. A lot of hours, I don't remember.
Yeah, the first day, filming was so fun for me.
I'm glad. Wait, I'm glad.
I know.
Usually you hate when we film stuff.
I know. But I think it was because it was so structured.
You love that.
Yeah. I like structure for projects. I don't like structure for life. I think that's maybe something you don't understand about me. I think you get confused whenever I want structure and when I don't.
Okay.
But that's it. With just life in general, I don't like structure. I like being spontaneous and fun.
Mm-hmm.
But for projects, I like to have plans.
I think I know that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. That's just, have you seen that?
What?
That TikTok of the girl who was like talking about how it's so hot when women have like those like slight lisps.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like the mom from The Incredibles when she's like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And so anytime someone says I don't think so, I think about that. And I'm like, I have to be like, I don't think so.
I don't think so. You think of the TikTok, not the actual.
Yep.
Well, it works.
Yeah.
I'm getting hot, but I'm not wearing anything under this, so.
Wow. Yeah. I already said everything. I'm just going to repeat myself if I keep talking. So.
I know the feeling.
But yeah, that's why I liked it so much, because it was structured.
Yeah. That's good.
And I've always said that. I've always said that I'm not going to like doing anything that you want to do whenever it's not planned out.
Right.
That's why whenever we're sitting there and you're like, let's do a skit, I'm like, absolutely not. Because that sounds horrible.
Yeah. I still don't get it, but like I get it. Like I don't like feel what you're feeling, but I can point it out. I can acknowledge it.
Because to me, a project is like a project and I want to give it my all. I don't think there's ever a project that I don't want to give my all.
Well, that's good. But just because I want it to be, just because I'm spontaneous with it doesn't mean I don't want to give it my all. I'm just not necessarily
what it's going
prepared.
to happen. That's what's going to happen with it. Because
For you, maybe. I don't know. Because, I mean, I think, at least, that the projects from my end, from the recording point of things, an acting point of things, I feel like it's pretty much the same.
Right. But the thing is whenever you bring up, let's do like a skit.
Mm-hmm. Which I will point out, I have not done that in like years.
Not years, but a while.
Really?
You definitely have done it like this year, I think.
No way. Let's make a skit.
You haven't literally said those words, but you were like, we could film something. You were like, we can do something for the sardines.
I seriously... Okay, I haven't said the words, let's make a skit. And none of us have. In like years.
Yeah, but...
But, okay, yeah. I have suggested to make videos. It's just so fun to me.
I know, it is fun with the right process. Because when you say that, to me, it can't be done in a day and be how we want it to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it can't be. We can't give it our all with when you say it.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time.
But anyways, back to the short film.
Back to the short film.
I want to try to talk about the writing process, but it's going to be a sentence. Because there was not.
So say that then.
Because I don't even remember it. I literally don't remember writing that.
Your best work does that to you. You specifically.
I remember the short film started. It was going to be a mystery about a missing sister.
I'm glad we didn't do that. That would have been really bad.
And then we started talking about it, and I was like, this sounds really bad.
Like, the concept isn't a bad idea. It's just we wouldn't have been able to pull it off. I don't think. With the time and resources that we had.
I think if I had more time to think about it, I could figure it out.
Yeah, if it was like a new passion project. But like...
But it felt like there were very structured like paths I had to go down, and that storyline did not follow it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like to me, and that's why I didn't want to do it.
Well, I mean, you were the writer, so...
Because I had a good idea, but it wasn't getting across.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm just not going to do it because we don't have time for this.
Wasn't getting across to us? Or was it, or it wasn't working on the page?
It wasn't getting across to you or not, but that's what it felt like. Like it didn't feel like it was getting across to the group.
Oh, okay.
My thought that I had for it. I don't think it was reading to other people.
Yeah, so maybe if you had like more time, you could do it. But I'm very happy with the one that we chose for the show that we have.
Yeah, I wanted it to feel different, but then I was like, I guess it can't. So then I went with like a coming of age type short film, which every short film's like that. That's why I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah.
But then I was like, maybe I'll just do like how we met, but I wasn't sure how I was gonna do that because I was like, that's freaking boring, and it takes place during the summer, and it's literally 0% summer right now. Whenever I was writing it,
I don't think our origin story is boring.
Boring to put on a film,
maybe
with like zero money budget.
True, we did it on a budget of $0.
Slightly.
What did we buy? Oh, flowers.
Flowers and whatever else she bought. Water balloons and...
Okay. Budget of maybe $50?
No, you didn't. You didn't buy that hula hoop.
No, I just had it.
But
The writing process.
right, but what did I just say before that?
Your idea wasn't coming across. You didn't. Our origin story is boring.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the real origin story, technically when we first met, which
I don't remember when we like said hello for the first time.
that is the biggest bull I've ever heard. Because every time we have ever talked about how we first met, I've always been like, I don't even remember that day. And you were like, I remember every single detail. I know what everyone said, and I know what everyone was wearing, and I know what everyone was doing.
Okay, I don't know all that, but... Well, okay, because I just start to feel like, oh, well, maybe that's not the first time.
I recall that
It was an
moment,
early time.
but it doesn't feel like it was the first time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that it was really early on, maybe the second time.
Well, you swore up and down every time we talked about it
Well,
that it was the first time we ever
mostly
met.
Because you say you don't remember. So it's like, well, then this is the only other evidence that we have of it, so it must be. You know, like, no one's opposing me, so it must be right. Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But.
So we can't even put that into a short film, because why would we?
Right. The first hello was like, we were at our old dance studio, and I don't remember what I was doing, but you were with your friends, and you were like playing a game, and I was like doing something, and then one of our mutual friends came over and was like, hey Anna, do you want to like come do this with us? And I was like super shy at that time, and so I was like, no, but I did it anyway. And then she was like, we're doing skits. I was like, okay. And I had never like done like a skit with you guys before, and you guys did that all the time.
Yeah, literally every single night.
And it was but what I didn't like about it was we were doing it like, instead of, like, it was set up like a performance. We weren't like, because we were even making sure we weren't upstaging each other. We were making sure our back wasn't turned to the non-existent audience. Most of the time.
What was this?
I'll tell you in a minute. But it was like...
This had to have been a very specific
It
thing,
was, because
we're not usually like that.
Right. But like, it was... Because it wasn't just playing house. It was like we were doing a show for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
In the main room of the studio. And so I walk over there, and then she's like, these are my friends. And I'm like, hi. And then, so we do this show, and I think it was something... So me and one of the other girls, we were standing on chairs in the back. And then there was only 4 of us. And then you and her were on the floor. Mm-hmm. And I think she was like a girl and you were her doll. And you came to life. Or no, she died. And then, like, now she was like in a weird middle ground where you were alive. And I think me and the other girl were like narrators. We were standing on chairs and we weren't in the scene, but we were in the show. So we were like narrating or something. But I remember that so well. And like, I think you guys were dancing a little bit. I think you guys did a dance.
I was not into dance back in that part.
Then maybe you didn't. Maybe she did. And she was like, you're my doll. Okay, I know that that's real. Because
no, I like remember that, but I just don't remember that at all.
Okay. Well then, but like, I was like one of the narrators because I didn't actually like want to do anything like in front of you guys yet. And so, but you guys were the main characters like usual at that time.
That was well, there was literally only 4 of us.
No, I wasn't trying to say like...
You guys were the main characters and there was no one else in that room to be the main characters.
I didn't say it like that.
There was no one else.
Obviously, I didn't want to be the
friends there.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I didn't want to be the main character. I just said that. But anyway. Yeah. And then I think there was one part like close to when we were like almost done where me and the other girl got off the chairs and we were like in the scene for a minute. And I was like more warmed up and I was like actually doing stuff. But then it was like we had to go or something. But I remember that.
That was the first time?
I think so, yeah. Because it was like, this is my friend. This is my friend.
I recall this skit, but I don't recall having the feelings of there's a random girl in this skit with us. But anyways, enough of that. We couldn't have made that into a short film.
Right, no. No, that would have been horrible.
So
Sorry about that.
I had to obviously change quite a bit. And then changing quite a bit changed into changing everything about it. Other than the feel of the characters are very us core. There were only 4 characters in the short film, which is Shane, played by me, April, played by Anna, and Julie, played by Carly, and then April's mom was played by Maddie, the producer.
I almost was going to say played by April.
Right.
It just felt right. Maddie, the producer. That's her name.
Yeah. But yeah, we obviously follow Shane and April as they like grow as friends. Julie's character was there as their best friend who they met, which was also real. That was as real as it got.
Right.
Other than like the undertones of the storytelling, which were like real, I guess, but the way it played out wasn't.
Right.
At all. But yeah, that's the writing process. Don't remember it other than that.
Nice. That's really good. Would you write a show all by yourself and star in it again?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
The reason I stressed so hard about this show literally wasn't even the process of doing it. It was the thought of doing it.
Right.
Because it was such a vulnerable show. We were literally freaking exposing all our deepest, darkest secrets in the show, basically.
Yeah.
Things we have never told the people who will be coming to the show. And so that is why I was stressed during the production. Making it was literally the last part I was worried about.
I think I was so stressed about making it that I forgot about that part until we were on stage. And then I was like, uh-oh. They're watching it. And I wrote this and they don't know that about me.
Oh.
So then I was like, whoops. Welcome back to Jam of the Week.
Jam?
What is it?
Anthem.
Welcome back to Anthem of the Week. The first one of season 3?
Yep.
Okay. Would you like to go first?
No.
I mean, I'm
trying to think, what song have I been listening to this week a lot?
I think I don't have a specific song, but I definitely have an album.
A whole album?
Yes. More than that, actually. I've been listening to Star Kid a lot. Like, a lot. It's pretty much the only thing I listen to right now. And I'm living it. Mostly, majority, the ones that I listen to the whole album of is Nerdy Prudes Must Die and Firebringer. But there's other songs from the other shows that I like as well, and they're sprinkled in there.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite shows.
I really like Black Friday from Black Friday.
That's pretty good.
I like that song from Black Friday.
And California. MIA.
I also like that one. And
I'm going to be singing that. We're going to be singing that this summer.
California
MIA.
I think that was off key, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. So actually, maybe Black Friday is my most played song.
Oh, really?
Because I'll listen to like the whole album and stuff, but I'll really pay attention when that song comes on. Yeah, I'll stand there like this. But also Dirty Girl. Like I'll really pay attention between those.
Dirty Girl is just too good.
You know, it's criminally short of a song, in my opinion. I wish it was longer.
Yeah.
Because when I'm listening to it and it stops and I'm like, no, go again. Like it's the perfect length for its role in the show and how it sounds amazing. But I wish there was more of it.
We're probably the only people in the world that's our favorite song from the show. Because I really think that most people don't like that song.
Really?
Because they're uncomfortable.
I freaking love that song.
Okay, let me try to think. I don't actually think that there's been like one song that I've been like obsessed with, which is crazy for me. I've been in a state of just like listening to music, just like any song, any day.
Any song, any day. Do you ever listen to a song and like you're singing it by yourself because you're the only one there, and you imagine singing it on a stage, but like not in character, not like in the show, but like you imagine, or if it's from a show, but you just imagine like standing there on a stage like in a talent show type thing, and you're just singing it to an audience? Because I do that
sometimes,
almost every time.
Sometimes,
and I'm like, wow, I would really kill at this.
Yeah.
But I don't. I haven't had an opportunity to do that. But yeah, there's like so many. I'm like a Glee situation where they just like sing to each other randomly.
Yeah.
Like I want that.
I wish my life was just a musical.
We can do that if you want. If you're like, I have something to tell you, and then you just sing a song that tells me that, a song that already exists.
Yeah.
Like honestly, do that. I'll do that too.
That sounds like it has to be prepared though.
Well, yeah, you do prepare it. It's like if you. Well, they do that in this show also, but they're like, how do I break up with her? And then they find a breakup song that they really want. That like says like, I love you, but if we're just not gonna work, or I hate you, you stupid bitch, you know.
Right.
And then they sing that song.
But anyways, my anthem of the week. So I don't have like I will say a song I've like really just like never a skip the past while has been Hampstead, Ariana Grande. Her deluxe album that came out recently-ish. Not very recently now, but I love that song.
Whoa, is that it?
Yeah. But also I haven't like been like, I'm gonna play that song over and over again, but a song that I have not necessarily willingly been listening to has been Taste by Sabrina Carpenter, because I've been playing Fortnite and she's on Fortnite and that song plays every time I jump from the bus, and there's an emote that has Taste, and that also is my lobby music. And so every time I'm on Fortnite, which is almost every single night for like 5 hours or maybe a little less,
does that
Taste plays.
Do you think you're gonna hate that song?
I don't.
Good. I mean, it's a great song. I mean, what a song to pick.
Yeah, it started out as Juno, but then I unlocked Taste.
Oh.
Because I'm so good at Fortnite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably my anthem of the week would probably be Taste.
Right.
But
that's going to be true for every week. Because you play Fortnite all the time.
Yeah, unless a new character gets on there that has a song.
Right. So then you'll just ditch Sabrina like that?
Yep. That's how Fortnite works. You got to move on with the times.
Yep. Oh, okay. I'm
but
too
yeah,
nostalgic for that.
Taste and Hampstead are probably my like battling, like my chosen and then my not.
Yeah. Usually whenever I get into a song, it's a musical. Because yes, I like pop songs and like other genres that I'm really bad at naming. Like occasionally I will get into one of those songs, but like most of the time it's a musical if I really like it, because there's a story behind the song that I really like, and then so it brings another level to listening to it.
Yeah.
Which pop songs can have stories too, but I just might not know it.
You don't have to know the story. You can just make it up.
You can. But yeah, it's like connected to the character and the show itself, and I don't know, it just makes it so fun, and I literally love musicals.
Yeah. Music is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing that's ever been invented, literally ever.
Yeah.
And I will
Was music
actually stand by
invented, or did it just kind of like happen? Like is somebody credited as the inventor of music?
Probably not.
Or did it just start from the beginning of time, like Ooga Booga banging on rocks? You know?
Wow. But that was one of the acts in the show. There were 6 acts that, like... So, like, the main part was the being initiated into the Cinnamon Club. But there were 6 acts to show what the club was, like, kind of representing.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Why it was created.
Well, not why it was created, but why it was... what it represents.
Something that I noticed is I feel like because we started out with one theme and kind of morphed into another, with the first theme, we had already written a little bit of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we changed themes, we kept those same scenes. So I think that if we would have had the initiation theme from the beginning, then I think at least 2 of the acts would have been different. Like, just a completely different concept. Like, my film trilogy probably wouldn't have done those if we had done the initiation theme from the beginning.
Maybe.
The club. I wouldn't have written that. I wouldn't have think that would have fit with that theme.
Well, if we're going that route, then I think only one act would have fit into it.
Yep.
So you can't say that your films wouldn't have fit into it if none of them would have.
I think the podcast does because the whole point is that it's wrong, and so it's funny. Like, that's just kind of a bit.
Yeah, but we pretty much only made that scene because we had that scene. We only wrote it like that because we had that scene.
Right. Which is still funny, though.
The 1950s
still think that
skit
fit really well.
doesn't fit.
Well, I agree. That's one of the other ones
The podcast scene doesn't fit. The film trilogy doesn't fit. Mm-hmm. The movement piece doesn't fit.
Okay, so can we debate about this a little bit? Or
sure.
Have a conversation about it? So
well,
I think...
hold on, before we just so context, all the acts, the first one was a 1950s skit where I was playing the wife and Anna was playing the husband, and throughout the scene, I was doing normal, like, housewife, 1950s housewife chores, but I was messing them up every single time, and Anna's character was cleaning up after my mess. And then at the end, after the stage was, like, destroyed and there was, like, just a whole mess of stuff, Anna had a sequence where she cleaned the whole thing while I was off stage, and then I came back on as the real husband, and she was now, like, the wife throughout that sequence. And then, like, it was just like a show of, like, switching roles and things and how it wouldn't even change anything. Mm-hmm. And then the short film after that, and then there was a movement piece where I choreographed a dance, and it was based off kind of like I would say bullying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it was just talking about, like, we painted harsh words that we remember from growing up and that we were, like, called, or, like, that we felt from different situations and stuff. And then there was intermission, and then the next act was a podcast episode. Well, yeah, I guess a podcast episode scene where where it was about, like, basically just toxic masculinity. We were just playing 2 stupid men who were horrible, but it was funny.
It was hilarious. That one was my favorite.
Yeah. And then the next act was a short film trilogy that Anna created about sexual assault. Which
That wasn't funny. I don't know why I laughed. That was horrible. Keep going.
And then the last one, which was kind of mixed in with just like the club scenes, was a karaoke segment. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
Okay. So let's go act to act, and I'll tell you why I think they fit or why I think they don't fit. Okay. 50s scene. Mm-hmm. I think that that's one that doesn't really fit with the theme. It's about role reversal, and I think that doesn't fit with what the club's about.
Right.
The second scene, short film, that fits.
Obviously.
The movement piece, I think that does fit, because the show, the club, is about us, like, accepting ourselves and accepting who we are. Mm-hmm. And so wiping away these harsh words that people are calling us and stuff and just kind of, like, accepting it, I think that's part of it.
Okay.
Act 2. Well, like, yeah. Next act is the podcasting. I think that fits only because it's not supposed to fit. And I think it fits as a funny bit, like it doesn't go here. And so it makes it more funny that they're like, wait, you guys weren't supposed to watch that, you know? So I think it fits. Film trilogy, I don't think that fits. Because I think that, I don't know, it just kind of feels like a really random tone shift. That, and like, yes, that's like an issue, but that's not what the club is trying to highlight as an issue, you know?
Kind of.
At least we didn't mention that. But I don't think that it fits as saying who we are, you know? Like trying to show them what we stand for. I think that is kind of like feels a little separate. And then karaoke, obviously that fits.
Yeah. I kind of agree with the 1950s one. I think that one, well, that was literally the first act we did.
Exactly, yeah.
So, like, obviously it wasn't really going to match everything else.
Mm-hmm. Also, wait, before you say, I'll say I liked all the acts.
Well,
like,
yeah.
It's just, yeah. I just don't think, yeah. Continue.
Short film, obviously, because it was literally just about them in
mm-hmm.
general.
Mm-hmm.
The movement piece I agree with. The podcast scene I kind of agree with, but only because we made it fit.
Right, okay.
It wouldn't have fit if we didn't put it in, like, write it in the way of fitting. Like, we made it fit, like you said, because it didn't.
Right.
Then the film trilogy, I see what you're saying, but I think it does fit because it's about acceptance. And it's about everyone's welcome, and it's about, I think we could have done it differently maybe, but like I still think the theming fits.
Okay.
I think the way we did that could have been different to fit more and make more sense. Mm-hmm. Like I think maybe every film could have ended with acceptance. Mm-hmm. Or like I think one of them literally was.
Well, I didn't write it like that on purpose, but
it definitely read that way.
Okay. Which one?
The one talking about it's his fault. Because then literally at the end you were like, but maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's this and this and this.
Yeah.
So that was definitely acceptance.
Right.
So I think it fits because we talk about hard stuff and acceptance in the club.
Okay.
And that's all part of it.
Okay.
Like no matter what you go through in life, you'll be accepted here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like it does fit, but if we would have done it differently, like if we wanted it to be like that, be the focus of what it's about, then could have maybe like done a trilogy of like three completely different scenarios. Like one could have been the same, and then like another could be a different thing, a completely different thing that somebody goes through.
Oh.
To be like accepted. to accept yourself and
Mm-hmm.
you can be in the club. Like, maybe we would have done it like that.
Yeah.
Overall, the show turned out great.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But yeah, because we started with a different theme, some of the acts stayed in that theme when we switched because they were already written and we weren't about to
Unknowingly switched. This wasn't all just like
Yeah. We gradually changed themes
without knowing.
as we went. Yeah.
We weren't like, let's just change it.
Right, exactly.
I wanted to.
There were so many times when we wanted to cancel the show or like completely scrap the idea and restart. But it was way too late for every single thing.
Yeah. I will say right now that it's all over, here's my biggest secret of the show. I hated the show. I hated the show until it was over. I hated the show until until literally the end of the first performance.
Whoa. Oh,
like
yeah.
when the show was over and like we bowed and we went off stage and came back on. That's when I stopped hating the show.
Do you want to give like a reason, some context?
Oh.
or-
You were just like trying to talk and then
I was just gonna say your reason, but if you want to say, because I have similar feelings, but I was just gonna say that for me. But you're already talking about it.
Well, I hated it because, I'm not a vulnerable person, and this was very vulnerable for me, and there were, like, themes that I didn't feel like I was ready to speak out loud. And so that made me resent the show because I didn't want to, like, I felt like I wasn't ready.
Okay, well, we actually have different reasons. I forgot about that. I'm really sorry because you didn't say it a lot. But yeah, well, I'm glad that it worked out in the end.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, not saying that literally when you feel like you're not ready, just do it anyways, but like some scenarios, you just need a little push. And I think I was ready, but it was happening so quickly. But I think I've been ready for a while, and I just needed to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, I think in your scenario, I think it worked out swimmingly.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed a lot of the process. I would say more than you, but not like... Okay, yeah, let me start from the beginning. I was super excited to do this, but also super nervous because I didn't know Maddie very well. And I'm still... I don't want to say shy. Like, shy feels like the wrong word to describe how I feel.
Intimidated?
Intimidated might be it. Yeah, because I wouldn't call myself a shy person. Because, yeah.
You just get intimidated easily.
Yeah. That works. So, yeah, I was nervous about a new thing, and I'm already, like, self-conscious about, like, my ability to act and sing and everything, and at this point, we didn't know what kind of show we were doing, but, so I was nervous about that, and, yeah, but once we started talking, and I got, like, comfortable and excited about, yeah, like, let's make a show, that's so exciting, I literally love that idea. And then we started doing it, and then the rehearsal process got hard. And I'm already a person that cries all the time, but it was extra hard in these rehearsals because we were talking about hard topics. So, of course, it was going to be difficult to talk about, which is not exactly a great first impression of me, but you know, get through the rough stuff first, I guess. But so that kind of made me not like the show very much because, I mean, every rehearsal I was crying and I was not talking to anyone and I was, like, and so I was just like really upset until I like reminded myself that we're talking about difficult things and I'm not just doing that because I felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we got past that stuff, past the writing stuff, then it was easier because it was already, then it wasn't me anymore. It was a character now
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes.
Yeah.
And so it was like way easier to say hard things and do hard things because it's not me.
Yeah.
And then I got excited about it again. And then we were doing the short film and I was excited about that. And then I went on vacation. And then I came back and we recorded more of the short film and now our show is in now our show is in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start editing the short film and I know that it's going to take a really long time. And then I go on vacation again for a week. And for the most part on vacation, I wasn't thinking about how stressed I was about finishing the short film because I knew that it was going to be a big task to edit because editing takes a long time for those of you who don't know. It really does, especially to like make it the best that you can make it. Because if I just wanted to get it done, I could have got it done. But there was so many things that I wanted to tweak and make amazing.
Yeah.
And then I came back from vacation and I was the most stressed I've ever been in my whole life, I think. Because I was in my basement all day, every day, for like a week and a half, editing that short film.
And she was also told not to do that.
I was told not to do that.
But she did it anyways. And I knew she was going to do
But
it.
if I didn't do that, it wouldn't have gotten done because it really got done.
Yes, it would have.
I exported it the day before our last rehearsal before our dress rehearsal.
You exported it, but it was done before then. It was done.
No, like
when we got back, it was literally done like
finishing.
Sunday or Monday.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I still had more to do after we got back.
Right. But you got back and you finished it like literally the day after we got back.
No, because then you had to come over and then do more music.
That was the last piece.
No, because remember, because it was the almost last piece. We thought it was the last piece, but then you were like, why is there no sound right there? And I was like, oh, oops. So then I had to like add more things.
Yeah, but it was done before you said. Okay.
It was done before I said, but not as soon as I would have liked. Anyway, I'm a very good at procrastination person. So I knew that if I didn't do it all right away, I would probably not get it done in time. So I just had to do that, and it ended up fine. And the short film was amazing, and it was it's not professional, of course. We had a budget of $20, but like it's the best that I could make it for doing all of the things that I did.
It is professional.
You're right. Anything can be professional if I want it to be.
It was produced by a real company.
You're right. It is professional. Yeah, what does that word even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I was like super stressed, and then it was ready, and like then the show was tomorrow, and I was like, there's still like 2 lines that I can't freaking get, and I was like so stressed, and I was like,
yeah,
it's horrible. But then I remembered, all my dreams are coming true right now, and then I was having fun after that. Like only fun after that, because I was like, wait a minute, I've literally been dreaming of this. We're putting on a show that we wrote, showing a short film that I made. Like, that is awesome. The only thing that would have made it like, okay, don't be annoyed because you're gonna. The only thing that would have made it like my dream thing is if I would have sang a song but that's okay. I didn't want to.
You will when
I don't-
17 rolls around. And then that'll be fulfilling.
Yeah. I don't want to sing on stage, but I want to.
I think it's good that you didn't because of the show we did.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't have made sense for
No,
the characters.
no, not that.
Oh.
I'm saying outside of the characters in the show at all.
Oh.
I'm saying it's good that you didn't because of how stressed you already were. Adding you singing,
Oh.
I think you would have ended it all. I think you would have literally canceled the show and then ran off a bridge.
Maybe. Yeah. I like the idea of singing in front of people. I think about it all the time.
Oh, wow.
Like on a stage, you know?
Mm.
I don't just think about like standing in front of you like singing. No, like I dream. No, erase that. I think about like singing on a stage like all the time, like in a musical, like doing a big number. Like I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But then thinking about actually doing that is horrible, and I don't want that. I've done it before, and it's really fun, but also so scary because you can just mess up and then it's over. When people are bad at singing, everybody talks about it for like ever.
Well, not like forever.
Yeah, but everyone talks about it. And like that's gonna be the thing that they remember most about that show. Yeah, that lead couldn't really hit those notes.
Well, yeah, you're the lead.
Yeah, or that person who got a solo couldn't really hit those notes. Why'd she get that solo, you know?
Yeah.
Whether
it
I
just
can
depends.
whether I can do it in private or not. Like, it's like if you're on stage and you mess up, they will remember that in a song.
Yeah, but they remembered you out of all the show.
Yeah, for a bad reason.
So what?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because then I can't get... Because then that hurts my chances for getting future things.
The audience doesn't have a say in that.
Right, but everyone else does. Everyone else does.
Everyone who wasn't in the audience gets a say in what your whole life is.
Ugh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think it was
That's
good,
kind of
but
a dilemma.
one day we'll battle that fear.
Mm.
I mean, you've already battled it, but we'll battle it again and again and again and again.
Battle it till it's gone.
Yeah.
What if that never happens?
Then that's just your fate.
But then I have a life of torture because then I'm singing on stage when I don't want it.
Well, you don't have to do it then.
Yeah, but then that's torture because I really want it.
Well, then I think you just have to... If you want something, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
I think that's how life works.
I think also it's about finding a song that's like in my range because I think I have a very small range. That there's not too many songs that fit it fully.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like...
There's always vocal
voice
coaching.
lessons. I know.
Then you'll just know your range instead of having to guess it. We don't have to talk about this because you're just going to say the same stuff you say all the time, and I'm going to say the same stuff I say all the time. We both know what we say.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know what I'll always think and what you need.
I know you always think.
But yeah, I think it was a great show, and I'm excited to do more shows after it.
Mm.
It made me really badly. I already wanted badly to do 17, the musical,
Mm-hmm.
but performing this really opened up everything to be like, okay, I just created a whole show from scratch within 3 months and then performed it. So I can definitely perform a show I created within like 3, 4, 5,000 years.
Yeah. 17 is amazing.
I
And
just-
yeah, that's like one of my dream roles is to basically anyone in that show. It's a dream show.
Yeah. I just need to find the right person
What are your
to put it on.
dream shows / roles?
every time I've ever thought of like my dream roles, I couldn't ever really give an answer, but I think that was because most of them are females. And so like I couldn't tell anyone kind of thing.
Now you can. It's a cinnamon club.
Right. But I think one of my dream roles, and it's not like I want to play these, like obviously I do because that's what a dream role is, but it's like I'm not like dying like I need to do this before I die kind of thing. It's just like that would be like such a fun role to play.
That would be so awesome to do it.
Well, dream show 17 obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Another dream show just in general would be Nerdy Prudes Must Die.
Yes.
By a Team Star Kid.
If
But I would want to be
mm-hmm.
Max Jaegerman or Grace Chastity. One of those two. And then another like just Broadway musical that I can think of that I know I really like. Oh wait, I thought of another. Is Regina George in Mean Girls. I think that would be such a fun show and role.
Yeah.
And then another show I just remembered was Hamilton. That would be like a dream show to do because I have multiple dream roles in it.
Right.
Because I would want to be either George Washington. Oh, there's 3 roles, actually.
Oh.
George Washington, Aaron Burr, or King George.
Oh.
Wait, King George, right?
Mm-hmm.
King George, right?
Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, Jonathan Groff.
I think it's...
What if I got either of those 3 roles, I would be absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah. I love that show, but I don't think I would... I would do it, but it's not like one of my dream shows to do.
Mm-hmm.
It would feel really awesome to like do it and like be like, I'm so cool, I can hit all these words.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So do you think to like satisfy the like want for that, do you think you would have to do the whole show as that character or as any of the characters? Or do you think doing a show where you like just sing the song? Maybe not all the songs, but like the song that you like really want to do. And like you're in character the whole like for the whole thing, you know.
I think I would have to perform the show for it to satisfy my itch. I think like I've never performed as any of these characters.
Right.
But
yeah.
Cuz like I know it's not the same, but like doing karaoke, singing their songs, even no matter how in character I can be doing karaoke, it still is like not like I still want more kind of thing.
It makes me yeah, it's like a weird mix of like, okay, I feel better, but also I want to do it again and again and I want to do more.
Yeah.
It's like it like satisfies me for a minute and then I'm like, more.
It's like during the song you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And then when it's over you're like,
I need more.
That wasn't even it.
That wasn't even it. That was the wrong song.
Right. But yeah, I think I would have to perform as the characters in the show.
Yeah. I think for me it might like depend on, it might change from show and role and stuff.
I mean, like maybe one of the characters, if I was like like if we did one of the songs full out, but not the whole show, that would be fine. But like I think I would want to do the whole show.
Oh yeah. I mean, if the whole show is an option, like I'm taking that.
Yeah.
But how sad would you be if you got into like Hamilton, but you didn't get any of the characters that you wanted?
On Broadway?
No. No, not on Broadway, just like
a community theater here?
Yeah. Or anywhere. Just like you get to do the show, but you don't get to be the character that you want to be. Well, I would
still do the show, but I think it would just, I don't know, in my ensemble?
No. You're just a hypothetical, not that character.
I would be happy.
So let's do 2 different scenarios. One, your ensemble.
If I'm ensemble, I would be kind of sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'd be like, well, I get to do these cool dances, but I'd also be very scared about the dances. And I'm in Hamilton, so that's fun.
Yeah. So then what if you're...
It's not one of those characters, but another one.
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Yeah. Honestly,
If I got like Hamilton, I would be so scared. If I got...
I would want to be Hamilton. I would be scared.
You'd be a good Hamilton, actually.
Thank you. Wait, is that a compliment? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can act. Doesn't mean I'm... Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I see there's a lot of roles that, like, whenever I see them, I'm just like, that's like a role you would eat up. And they're all very different.
Oh, wait.
But, like...
That's so good.
Because, like, Grace Chastity is a role that you would play. Hamilton is a role you would play.
Yeah, Grace Chastity and Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton, that's the same guy.
Right. Identical.
Yeah.
There's others, too, that I'm like, oh, that's such like a Anna role. And then... But I can't remember them. So.
That's okay. Well, but that's a huge compliment, so thank you. Yeah, I love musicals.
Yeah.
Way more than I love plays. I mean, plays are still fun, but I love
There's
musicals.
something about the songs that just like I mean, music is just powerful. Mm-hmm. And so, like, whenever the music goes with your words...
Mm-hmm. I haven't experienced... I've experienced, like, having a solo in a musical 2, maybe 3 times. I can only think of 2 right off the bat, but I'm sure there's got to be a third. Maybe. But it's really is awesome every time because it's just...
You just feel amazing. You just feel like all the power is just coming out of you.
Mm-hmm. It's just awesome. And, like, you can like, act as you're singing, and it's just the best feeling in the world.
I think that's why Aladdin was my favorite show to do, because I had 3 songs in that, and they were the big numbers.
Mm-hmm. So there's like ensemble dancing around you.
Yeah, and you're like, the one singing.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like all of them were not less than 5 minutes long. And
I'm
so
gonna
like
cry. This is awesome.
That was just like really peak like theater for me. Mm-hmm. To be the genie in Aladdin, because you have Arabian Nights, and then you have Friend Like Me, and then you have Prince Ali.
Yeah, which are
all 3 bangers. All 3 are like, other than like A Whole New World, are the songs that like everyone knows.
Another good thing about musicals is a lot of the time is taken up by songs, so you have less lines to memorize than a play, and songs are just easier to memorize for me, at least, because it's, you know, you can listen to it, but you can't necessarily listen to your lines. Mm-hmm. Unless you just watch the show over and over and over again, but that sounds like I would hate the show.
Yep.
Literally, I definitely have never experienced that. I think I've only sang once where there's been ensemble around me, and it was the end of one of my songs.
What?
In Elf. It was like the end of like at the end of the show, and they're like, let's sing a Christmas song, you know? Mm-hmm. And then the ensemble's there because it's like the crowd of people, but they didn't dance, I don't think. Oh, actually, they did. They went in like a circle around me.
That's fun.
Yeah. And that was like, I mean, Jovi was the most lead I've ever gotten in a musical. Mm-hmm. And that was really fun.
Yeah.
And those songs aren't like the most musical theater songs.
Yeah.
Because it's a movie first, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the songs are not in the movie, but like...
Right. Oh, wait, that's true. Erase what I said. I don't know. It's not the most classic or like powerful songs. It's still fun though.
Yeah.
But didn't really satisfy that itch. Guess I'll have to do it again. Different show though.
Yeah.
I want to do Heather's as Veronica. But
That was another one I forgot.
her songs are too high for me. Yeah. I would also like to be JD. His songs are too low.
We should just put on Heather's but gender swap every character.
We should. Although I would like to be one of the Heathers, but like they're not in it as much as like Veronica is.
Yeah.
Like being a character like that sounds so fun, but I also like what Veronica gets to do in that show.
Wouldn't be mad as a Heather, but want Veronica.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, for those of you who came to the Cinnamon Club and see the Cinnamon Club, thank you for making our dream a reality.
I was playing along with you like this, but then when you said that, yeah.
I was playing and then I stopped mid-sentence.
Like I was playing along with you, but like when you said that, like that's that's real. Like yeah, like, thank you so much.
Yeah. Like we literally can't live our dreams without any of you actually. So
yeah.
So thanks. But yeah, we love theater and we hope you do too. I would assume if you're watching this you do, but like maybe you just love us more than you love theater and that's why you're watching it. Thanks.
That's so sweet.
Wow. Yeah. But also go follow us on Instagram and TikTok because we post stuff on there.
Yeah.
We haven't since the break, but
but you know, by the time you're watching this, we've been back up. So
you're gonna start now.
Well, I'm gonna be like next week.
Oh yeah, true. So yeah, you've already seen stuff.
You've already seen stuff.
Unless you haven't, then go follow us.
Yeah, the link is on our YouTube. We have a link. Yeah. In the About section of our channel.
Yeah. If you're listening, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and you can find a video on YouTube if you want to see us next time, but if you just like listening, that's fine too.
Yeah, that's
fine, and if you're watching on YouTube and you're like, wow, I wish I could take them everywhere and just listen to them like when I'm doing work, we are on any place you can find podcasts.
Yeah!
So, yeah. Thanks for joining us on this first episode of Season 3. There's going to be so many more fun episodes in this season, so stay tuned and come back every Wednesday.
I am so glad to be back.
Yeah, it feels like a piece of me was missing.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching or listening or whatever it is you do. And we'll see you later.
Yep.